Today's episode is brought to you by Musical Theater Radio's merch store. Looking for that perfect gift for someone or just want to treat yourself to some great musical theater themed merch? Head to musicaltheaterradio.com and click on the All Things Theater button on the homepage and check out all the different designs available. And now, today's interview. Welcome back to another episode of Be Our Guest here on Musical Theater Radio. I am your host, as always, Jean-Paul Jovanoff. If you are looking for a musical to see, today's episode is for you. Now, if you are in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, from April 27th to May 18th, 2025, head over to the Segal Center for its latest production, Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical. To tell us all about the show are its three creators, Noam, Ryan, Russell, as well as its director, Tracey. It's a full house today, so let's not waste any more time and welcome everyone to the show. Hey, everybody, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Tremendous.
Awesome. Now, I've interviewed 3 out of the 4 of you. Now, Tracey, you are the outlier. We're going to get to know you a little bit better. So, for your information, I always ask for a 30-second bio because we got to get to know who everyone is. So, Noam, we're going to start with you. Who are you in 30 seconds?
My name is Noam Tomaschoff. I experienced the true events that led to the writing of this show. This is a true story that happened to me, and outside of that, I did train as an actor and did a lot of musical theater, did some children's theater, did some film and television, sort of meandering through the arts world until the event that inspired this show happened. And almost immediately after it did, the wheels started to spin of how I could get through this whole moment creatively. And that's when I started looping, Ryan and Russell into the process, and the idea for turning it all into a musical came about.
Fantastic. And Ryan, who are you in 30 seconds?
I'm Ryan Peters, a childhood friend of Noam and Russell's. This is not my professional line of work. I'm a teacher. I teach English and drama at high school. Actually, the high school the 3 of us went to as students, so there's that special nostalgic element. This has been a really exciting passion project to work on with Russell and Noam.
Fantastic. Speaking of Russell, who are you?
I am Russell Citron, also a childhood friend of Noam and Ryan's. My background, I've been in theater since I was a kid, just for fun, and more recently professionally when Noam had this whole event happen to him and brought the gang back together and then started to get into theater a little more professionally. And before that, did tech entrepreneurship, which is very different. And I'm thrilled to be doing this with Ryan, Noam, Tracey, and the whole gang.
Fantastic. Now, Tracey, you've seen how it's done. Who are you?
Well, who am I? So I'm Tracey Erin Smith, and I'm the newest addition to this creative friend group. And I'm a director, playwright, performer, founder and artistic director of Solo Theatre and Toronto's One Person Show Festival, and the author, or recently a best-selling author, I have to put it in just of a book called Flying Solo, which is all about creating one-person shows based on your own life.
Very nice. Well, this is perfect for you, obviously. So, as I mentioned, I've interviewed the 3 guys before because back in 2023, I got to see the show in the Fringe Festival, and I interviewed you back then. And congratulations on where it's gone, because I believe you won the award for best show for that festival. And you know what? Very much, should have been that way. So, congrats on that. So, Noam, I'd love to hear what's happened in the last almost 2 years. Where's the show gone from then to now?
Well, after Toronto Fringe, which was the first time we put it up, and that's where you saw it, what happened? Well, the next performance of that was pretty nuts. We went to San Francisco, California, actually Palo Alto, and did the show for the entire 23andMe company in their lunchroom, about 400 people, point blank, and they went crazy. And after that, we spent the year developing it with an eye toward Edinburgh Fringe, which is what we did last summer. And that was as you can imagine, like the Olympics of theater, just a true endurance event of like physical and emotional athleticism. And we did it, and it was a total bucket list achievement for us, especially to get the show in front of a very different and varied audience from what you would get in Toronto, which is essentially like a home crowd. Here you're putting it in front of Europeans, you know, people from all around the world, people who have no context or built-in affinity for the piece itself. So more than anything, getting that volume and quality of feedback was really important. And then after Fringe, Tracey joined the group, and we went through a period of more development. She definitely pulled us in a way, in a direction that we wouldn't naturally go, right? It's like, you know, adding a completely different player to a sports team, now you're scoring like all different kinds of goals than you used to. And it's of course very challenging to go into that new territory of creating and exploring. But that process has led to this here now, which is sort of building out the show from what it was at the Fringe, which was just a one man on the stage, as a Fringe show is, using tracks, very minimal lights, to having this be a fully fledged production here at the Siegel Center, where you're having full-on lights, a live band, plenty of rehearsal time, which is something we never had before. No rehearsal, not necessary. But now we have rehearsal, and that's like a totally different experience. And so that brings us to today.
Well, Tracey, since Noam brought you in, how did you find out about this? And tell us your journey with the show.
Well, the amazing artistic director of the Siegel Center, whose name is Lisa Rubin, knew that this was sort of my specialty, and she reached out and said, I think I may have a show that's a fit for you. And then she sent me and the guys on a first date to see if this was a good match. And I realized I was stepping into something that they had really been creating quite intimately and intensely for a couple of years, and that I promised I would help them bring their vision to light, and as well as the aspects that I think would enhance the show.
Ryan Russell, I'd love to hear from you. What was it like to move from, you got the Fringe, and just watching it grow until this point where, you're getting a major production. I'd love to hear from you guys about that.
We both defer, I'll go. It's been surreal. It's been like a total dream come true. I think Noam has been the lead, the star his whole life since we've been in high school. But this, knowing Noam for almost 20 years now, this is seeing his brilliance on a completely different level, and constantly growing. Like 2 years ago when we spoke, in my head, I thought Noam was at the top of his game, at his peak. And since then, he's just continued to climb to a level that I didn't even know was possible. And it's really been stunning to see, obviously both as the producer, but also just as his friend. And so that's one level of it. And then the second is, from the beginning, we sort of had really big aspirations for the show. We really saw its potential. But every step of the journey has been really important. So Toronto Fringe was great. And then Edinburgh had a lot of development and advancement, but we still needed to grow. And Tracey added this whole new layer and asked all these questions of Noam at the workshop that brought out of him a layer of emotional depth and openness that was closed, not just through the production, but in life before. And that's allowed the show to blossom to a level that we feel is really, really strong.
Ryan, want to add anything?
Yeah, I would echo all of Russell's thoughts, and in addition to that, just sort of take it to the present day, that in the past 3-4 weeks, the final layer of the entire broader team at the Siegel Center under Tracey's leadership has been incredible, in the show's most recent transformation, with a full band and our very talented arranger and orchestrator Chris Barolero and his band, and a full lighting design, a full sound design, a full set. So it's, that's been, Russell used the word surreal. That's been surreal to see and experience. And we're first preview is coming up later this week, and it's been quite surreal to see how quickly all the supporting elements around Noam have moved and coalesced into what will be the final product in about a week's time.
Very nice. Again, congratulations to all of you on this. It's a great show when I saw it, and I have no doubt you've taken it to the next level. And the thing is, we didn't even give the 30-second elevator pitch. What is the show, Noam? What's it about?
Our little secret, the 23andMe musical, is the true story of when I discovered at the age of 31 that my dad who raised me is not my biological father, and that I'm not an only child like I believed that I was, but actually have about 40 half-siblings spread out across North America. So the show takes you from that initial moment of discovery through the actual taking of the DNA test, getting the results, learning about this extended family, the identity of the donor, and also the fallout between me and my parents and the whole family, and the interpersonal dynamic there up until the present day.
I'm always curious because you are the show, Noam, right? You are the actor. Have you ever thought, what's your thought of like, getting it out there and somebody else taking it on? Is that an idea you thought of, or is it you think this show is for me? And I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah, well, we're still looking for an understudy. I don't know. If someone were to come in, it's almost like if I was famous, then somebody else could come in. And it's like, oh, look at that, this guy's now playing this person we know, and that's fun. But because I'm not, it might be a little bizarre to have somebody go up there and tell, a purely personal story. It may be a format, like, since doing the show, we've learned at a first person level that these stories are very common. And more people have these types of family skeletons in the closet than you would imagine. And it may be a format or a template that can be modified for other people who have similar stories, perhaps. But right now, all of our focus is, people say, oh, what about like a movie or something like this? It's like, let's bring this version to its logical conclusion, its fullest expression, and go from there. Because we're still on that road. This show is changing constantly.
Very nice. Sweet. I've asked that question of other people who've done, similar type of things, and same type of answer. It's a difficult thing to figure out, but you know what? Everyone does in the end. So I guess let's jump to the most important question. How do people get tickets to the show? The information, the websites, the socials, etc.
Yeah, so if you go to the Segal Center's website, which is segalcenter.org, segalcentre.org, you will be able to buy tickets for our little secret on the show. There is pretty limited availability. Like the main center section is sold out for a lot of shows, so would recommend getting on it quick.
And any personal, in socials, etc., that we get to know you better as people.
Yeah, so our show's Instagram is at Our Little Secret Musical, OUR Little Secret Musical. Tracey?
And if you're interested in learning more about telling your own story, my website is solo.ca. That's SOULO.ca.
Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations to all of you for putting this on. I'm so happy that I got to see it in that first incarnation in the Fringe, and that you have taken it to where it is now. Because that happens a lot with shows. I talk to them, and I don't talk to you for like 2 years, and then I get to talk to you again, and I'm so happy when I see where it's gone to, and I'm excited to see you in 2 more years or less to see where the show goes, if it becomes a film, if you take it to the next level. It is a great show. I think everybody should go see it. So congratulations again to all of you as well.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Awesome. So we were just speaking with Ryan and Russell and Tracey and Noam, the creators and the creative team behind the show that's running at the Segal Center, Our Little Secret, the 23andMe musical. So again, if you are in Montreal, Quebec between April 27th and May 18th, 2025, go check this show out. I can guarantee it is a great show. It is a fun show. Congratulations to everybody again. And New works, support them. Go out, go see them, go support them, because today's new works are tomorrow's classics, and that is so important. All right, tune in next week as we speak with another guest or guests about their life, love, and passion that is musical theater. I am your host, as always, Jean-Paul Jovanov, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.